What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Jube Tube. Today, I'm going over It, the movie that you all know, so I don't really need to give any explanation. You either watched it as a kid and were terrified thanks to Tim Curry, or you've been paying attention to, just the world, and it's huge. Big ol' hype train for this thing. First of all, it's broken a ridiculous amount of records. I think it made $115 million this weekend and $51 million, I think, in opening night or something crazy. So hats off to those guys. He at least marketed it well, that everybody, horror fans, and everybody else on the planet went and saw this thing. So kudos to you. Horror movies usually don't make that kind of money. We've seen a rise with things like The Conjuring and those movies, but this is really knocking it out the park, and well done. I'm going to get right into the review, so people that don't like long videos, you can get my shorter kind of synopsis of everything, and then those who like the longer videos and want a little detail, you can hang around. Basically, go see this movie. It's fantastic. The horror elements that they use are not just jump scares. They don't rely on that. They really dive into the mental horror of this, and the focus of the movie is more the children and them getting over the fear of it. That's where it should be, and they do a great job of this. There was a lot of Pennywise. I would have liked more of it, and that's just because Skarsgård did such a good job at being creepy and just bringing the character to life. But I understand that the focus was the kids, so I'm not mad. I just wanted more. I also want to give them kudos because the trailers really didn't give anything away. And by that, I don't mean the story. A lot of us know the story. Again, you either saw the Tim Curry version, you've read the books, or you've just talked to somebody who knows about the story in general. So it's not that they hid a lot of the story. The story is pretty well known. They hid a lot of the kids. You just got enough to kind of see who was playing this character as far as actors go, and an introduction to the character, but not too deep. And mainly I'm talking about Pennywise. Some of us saw the clip that they released a few weeks ago of the Georgie Pennywise exchange at the very beginning of the book and the movie, where Georgie's boat goes down the drain. We all know about this. There's no spoilers there. And I watched that clip, and I got excited for Skarsgård as Pennywise and the things that were going on that we didn't see with Tim Curry's version. Mainly the fact that he's drooling, he's salivating because it eats children. So he clearly is not only trying to kind of be friendly with Georgie to get him to calm down and then attack, but he clearly is like, he wants to eat, and I don't know. That little touch was great. They actually pulled a lot back. I thought that was the full clip. It wasn't. So you really don't see a lot of Skarsgård as Pennywise and what he really does to this character, and he brings it to life. He does a great job, and his level of creepiness, it's really, really good. Next thing I want to say is just, again, hats off to the kids. When you have a movie where the kid actors are the focused, we can be honest here. Not that all kids are bad, that's not what I'm saying, but it's a risk. Some kids are going to be just natural born talents, and they're going to stand far and above the rest. And others are still trying to get into their kind of niche or really figure everything out. In this movie, all the kids do great. You've got the main focus point of Bill and some of the others, but no one really stands out above the rest. They all do a great job at acting. Now, we do have Finn Wolfhard, I don't know, the kid from Stranger Things. He stands out only for the fact that he is the comedic relief, and he does a great job. That's another thing that I want to bring up about the movie, not just his acting, but the mixture of different kinds of scenes in this movie. It's not just all horror all the time. It's horror. You get into the kids' lives, and some of it is just tense, and their relationship with their parents is really, really heavy and disturbing. And they do a great job in those scenes, just making it you feel uncomfortable. And then when Pennywise and the forms that it takes in this movie appear, that's when the horror sets in. And then you have the humor as well. So it fires on many different cylinders, so you really get a full movie experience. You're not just uncomfortable and tense and, am I still breathing? I don't know. It's not that all the time, and I can appreciate that, so that you can really enjoy yourself and not just have your pulse beating out of your neck and your blood pressure go through the roof. Now, that's not to say that those moments did not exist. I mentioned earlier that they didn't rely on jump scares, and they didn't rely on it. There were still jump scares, but a lot of the times that those jump scares occurred, it was to start something off. In certain movies, they do a jump scare, loud noise, they scare you, and then like the scene is done, or like it's a little bit an extra on there, but it was really the jump scare just to frighten you, right? I can think of at least twice in that movie that a scene occurred, and it wasn't until the scene was done that I realized that I was gripping the chair, my muscles were tense, and I didn't know if I was breathing or not. But once I started breathing again, it was heavy to catch my breath. Like something was happening, and I was in the moment, and it really captured me, and I was terrified. They did a really great job with those scenes, and that's one of the things that I appreciate most about this movie is how they use the horror elements. The main focus of this movie and the story is the kids getting over the fear of it, right? We all know that, again. But they do a good job of like diving into that, having these kids, again, sell the fact that they're terrified. And then when they encounter Pennywise, especially early on in the movie, they don't know what to do, and he is messing with their heads because he knows that they're scared and he wants to scare them more. And I think if I remember correctly, the kids taste better if they're more scared, right? That's his goal, and that's why he preys on children, because adults are more difficult to scare, and he can feed on anybody, but children get more scared, making the meal better. I don't know. But they sell it really well. So I don't know what else to say without giving things away, and I don't want to give anything away here because, again, we all know the story, so I could talk about the story, but we all know that. You don't want to hear that. That's not what you came to watch this video for. You just want to see, did they execute it well? And the answer is absolutely yes. It's definitely one of those movies that while I was scared, while I was uncomfortable at times, and I like horror movies, and I admit it, there are still some that either I was so uncomfortably scared just for the sake, and maybe it wasn't a good movie, it just creeped me out in certain parts, or maybe it was okay and I can appreciate it and it was a good job, but I never watch it again. This is a movie that I want to watch over and over because the little things that Skarsgård does as it, I know that I missed some of those. His little mannerisms and the way he interacts with the kids and his facial expressions and what he does. Like, I want to watch it again to see those things. And I want to pick up on all the little Easter eggs. And once they go into its house, I know there's things that I missed. I want to go back. I want to watch it again. It was very, very good. All right, guys. I don't want to give any spoilers away. This movie is still very new. I might do a spoiler cast later on this thing, but I just want to get this out. I want to let you know that you need to go out there and see this movie. It's very well done. Everybody does great. All of the kids do great at acting. Skarsgård kills Pennywise. It's fantastic. As always, let me know what you think of the movie in the comments below. Tell me something that maybe you noticed that I missed. Let me know. And, of course, like this video, hit that subscribe button, share it with the world. I appreciate you, and I'll see you guys again next time.